Hi, I'm Robert Mason. I'm SABIAN's Customer Service Manager, and I'm going to be taking you on a tour through our factory today. The most important thing that we start out with is a casting, which is made from a B20 bronze. This is what we make our cast symbols from, the AA, AAX, HH, and HHX symbols, as well as the XS20. And this is made up of 80% copper, 20% tin. We import the raw materials here. We have a foundry on site, and we mix the alloy. The guys pour this into a crucible, and then in turn pour it into a mold, so we get castings that look like this. Now these castings can weigh anywhere from a pound to 27 pounds, depending on what we need to make for a specific symbol. The guys will bring them in the evening. They let them cool overnight. After that, they're divided out by weight the next day, and they go into each one of these different storage bins. Then, depending on the particular model we want to make, they go to the proper bin, pull out the right weight casting, and put it on a tray like this, and get it ready to go in the oven. The castings go into this oven right here, runs at over 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit. Castings are heated up until they're red hot, brought out, passed through a rolling mill, caught on a shovel, put back in the oven. This process is repeated anywhere from 7 to 12 times, depending on the specific thickness that they're looking for. Now the guys only have a thousandth of an inch tolerance when they're rolling these castings out to thickness. And the way they check this is, once they're almost down to where they need them to be, they'll bring one out of the oven, pass it through the mill. One of the guys will catch it with a set of steel tongs, and then they'll measure around the outside edge with a micrometer while it's still red hot. Now, these symbols have been rolled out to the proper thickness. They've been checked. The guys are going to take them out of the oven, spread them out on this steel table to let them cool, so then they can mark the centers so they can put the cups into them. Now, after the symbols have been rolled out to the proper thickness, they've been cooled, we've marked the centers so we know where to put the bells or the cups. They're placed in this oven. They're heated up to over 1,000 degrees, brought out one at a time, and passed over to a punch press. Depending on which model we're making, a ride or a crash, regular or rock, each one has a specific cup. Proper cup is stamped into the metal. It's then taken, spread out on the floor to cool before it goes to the tempering process. So it's the tempering that allows us to soften the metal up so that we can actually shape it to the form that we want. Now at this point, the blanks have been rolled out. We put the proper size bell in them, depending on the model. But if you were to take one of these blanks and drop it on the floor, it would shatter like a piece of glass. The metal is that brittle. So in this operation, we're actually tempering or annealing the metal so we can work with it. Depending on the size and weight of the blank, it goes into this oven for a specific amount of time. At the end of that time, the guys will bring them out and drop them into this pit of water. And it's that rapid change in temperature that quenches or anneals the metal and makes it so that we can work with it. Now after they've been tempered, they're brought over here. Center hole is drilled in the cup. They're circled to size, and then they are going to be back bent before they go into the press. Now this is a process we go through for our AA and AAX series. The hand hammered series are the same up until the back bending, but they're not pressed. They go on to a different step in order to get the initial shaping. Now the symbols go into the die on a hydraulic press in order to get their initial shaping. Now this press has approximately 70 tons of force on the ram. And again, pressing the symbol is we're looking for a basic shape. which is what he's checking for here using a template. Now for every model we have, every size, every series, there's a different template that we use to check these symbols at 2 or 3 different stages to make sure they're the proper shape. Now after the symbols have been pressed, that is the A's or the AAXs, we need to give them a final shape. And this is achieved by hammering. These machines are the AA hammers. The symbol, after it's been pressed, looks like this. Cup is in it. Basic shape, but not quite there yet. Some of the sound. Now these machines can be set as to how hard they hit, how far apart these lines are, how far apart the hammer marks are, angle of attack so we can get more curve on the bow, whatever we need to achieve that final shape.
Hi, I'm Charlie Brown. I'm a master hand hammer artist here for SABIAN. I've been doing this job for 25 years now. Basically what I do is shape the symbol using a hammer and anvil. Not only the hammering gives it the shape, but it also adds to the tone of the symbol. Hand hammering was kind of introduced to the factory here probably back in the early 70s, mid-70s. It originated from the K Zildjian plant in Turkey, or in Istanbul. It was brought over and it stayed here in our practice ever since. This here is a 22-inch Artisan Light ride. This is what it looks like before I start. The template is what I use as a guide to find the shape. And this is one of the finished products here. This is what it's brought up. So I can show you just a slight demonstration of how things go here. That's a general idea of what I do to get the shape and sound of the symbol. This type of symbol here is probably going to take me 35-40 minutes to finish the product.